Hey, good afternoon. This is Max Mullen coming to you live from the 2024 SHOT Show. Hey, we're here on day 3. We had an opportunity to see a lot of new product, make a lot of acquaintances, a lot of connections. There's a lot of good, exciting things out there as far as weapons, optics, anything, law enforcement, military, civilian. It's been an outstanding SHOT Show so far. We have a special guest here, and his name is Donevon, and he's with United Security Training Academy, and he has some exciting things that are coming up, some seminars that you would be very interested in. As you know, the incident happened over there in Israel where the terrorists came across. That's what they are, terrorists. And they slaughtered innocent civilians in the kibbutz, innocent buildings, civilians, children, women. They kept raping and pillaging and burning, and they're nothing but animals, right? And so, if that can happen over there, that can happen here. As you know, we don't have a border. Our border is damn near non-existent. This administration is absolutely broke. And so these incidents can happen anywhere, can happen here. So without any further ado, introduce yourself, Donevon. What you got for us?
Thank you, Max. My name is Donevon Martinez. I've been in Vegas for about 12 years now. Kind of come from a security background, worked with law enforcement, military up at Fort Carson in my past. Didn't serve, but had ROTC all through high school and college. And this is just something that kind of came natural, just kind of fell in my lap working with these guys. For the last year and a half now, I've been doing a lot of executive protection.
Wow.
Different CEOs, some celebrities, different things like that. And
here in Vegas, right?
Yeah, here in Vegas. You get a lot of it.
It's crazy here, right? Because you got a lot. This is like a hub of everybody's here. You have illegals and crime. So this is an interesting city to live in, huh?
Well, on top of that, you have celebrities coming in and out.
Yeah.
Every single week, there's something going on. There's a new hotel opening. Tons of celebrities come in. There's a new event. Ton of people come in. You got New Year's. You got all these different things going on, and security is always kind of a main issue there because there's a lot of, there could be a lot of access points to certain things you don't want to happen with that. So having a good security team that gets there, the day ahead, scouts out the place, gets everything set up. You have, different exit scenarios when you need them, and you just have a professional team that's just out there and you don't even see them. Working with them, Isregard is one of the companies that I work with the most out here. That's by a gentleman that's been part of like the IDF and different parts of Israeli Defense Force, good military career and background. He does, I can't talk about the celebrities that he works with, but some pretty well-known celebrities.
A-listers?
Yeah, A-listers. He's on tours, does all kinds of things with them. He wanted to start a training center here. And he works with a chief instructor for his program with the United Security Training Academy named Duty. This gentleman is amazing. He comes down and he trains with Mossad. He trains the Israeli Secret Service. He does all the correctional facilities. And he's been doing that in like Texas and other states out here. We want to make this, Vegas is considered the fight capital of the world. We also would like to take that into another level and work with agencies, law enforcement, different military companies.
Everybody, huh?
Yeah, and basically teach them those same Israeli techniques and stuff that they're actually using day to day, and those realistic scenarios and stuff that they train in, and bring those to people out here in Nevada.
I like that point that they have the realistic stuff, right? Because you have Tel Aviv, you have tourists and stuff to go out there to see the holy sites and so forth. That's been disrupted due to the war that's going on over there. But they have the latest. I mean, you have the terrorists over there. They're in prison, so they deal with these prisoners, every day, day in and day out, and the high-level type prisoners too. And plus, you got the kibbutz. So everybody had to be situation awareness 110%. So they have the latest. They have the latest stuff that goes on that would be very, very beneficial to anybody here then.
Well, it's being used day to day. And when you're doing that kind of thing, you don't get complacent as much, And then you also kind of discover, they call them training scars. Hey, I wasn't thinking about that. How did that get through?
Right.
I was worrying about this defense when I should have put more offense here, or I should have had better defense here. And that comes from everything from hand to hand, to the way that you present yourself, to looking around situations, situational security, that type of thing. So with these classes and stuff that they do, it's going to be basically your Krav Maga basics and your Krav Maga basically updated techniques for Krav Maga that they're doing right now. Same Israeli army is using that they're using there, they're going to bring here.
That's a very effective fighting system, was the Krav Maga, right? Battle tested, battle proven.
Those are the two main things right there, battle tested and battle proven, so you know it works. And if it doesn't work, they push it out and they adopt something new that does. I mean, jiu-jitsu took the same route, and you can see it evolve and evolve year after year.
Absolutely.
So with that said, they want to do, baton, knife defense, active shooter defense is, that can be really important in America right now. And then you have your basically law enforcement, tactical, everything from instructor courses all the way to the top into just basic courses for law enforcement.
I like that concept because, I have a martial arts background. But with the Krav Maga, you come from the close, right, where close engagement, and then you go to the firearms where you got the mid-close engagement. Then you go to your carbine, where you go to the distance.
Yes.
Then you think above, where you think event horizon, a threat that may become. So close, mid, long, and event horizon threats that may become. And I like that concept.
And that's perfect because duty teaches that to soldiers in Israel right now. All those different distances they work on. And he works with school teachers, he works with women, he works with soldiers. Yeah. So you name it. Some of the photos we put on our stuff, you'll see the soldiers, their faces are blurred out because you don't can't know who they are. But he's in those scenarios. Everything from shooting and driving, repelling, entry.
Too?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
And on top of that is we opened a school right now, a United Training Academy school here in Vegas to do basic Krav Maga. It's going to do kids, children, adults. They can come in. You can do mom and kid classes where they do those type of things. A lot of active drills where it works on your agility, situational awareness, and the base thing about Krav Maga is you get that kind of pressure on you. So you have to. Anyone could just punch a target and think that that's everything. But when you get somebody pushing you from the back, somebody pushing you from the front, the lighting's low, the light's in your eyes. How do you react to those kind of things? And it kind of changes your mentality on a lot of that stuff.
I like that what you just said. Especially with the kids. The kids, they learn how they react in these scenarios. Because I think back to the incident that happened in Kibitz where they were coming, knocking on the doors. They ran and hid in the room, and the kids cowered. But you training kids up. Hey, this is a fight or flight situation, right? You got to go and take it. Your parents getting attacked. The whole family should be able to work as a cohesive unit. I love that concept. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's going to go into. In the coming years, we're looking at building a large-scale training facility that's going to actually have that driving and shooting that you're talking about, have a built-in range, and that can go from just doing everything from civilian type of awareness and self-defense all the way into law enforcement, CQB, you name it. 4-man entry teams, 2-man entry teams, buddy teams. How do you work your Krav Maga, weapons and everything and tactics all together?
Wow, that's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, so it's all coming together. Plus all the stuff that these guys do when it comes to executive protection. Some of those lessons learned they bring into civilian side of things. A mom protecting her kid is the same thing. A dad protecting his kid is the same thing that we do when we do these executive protection assignments.
I like that they're going to incorporate evasive defensive driving. Because you take a look at it, you see these protesters locking down the highways. Then you see, I saw one incident that happened in New York where you got these kids on these bikes, these motorcycle gangs, right? And they intimidate you. And I remember they stopped this one couple and they smashed the window and pulled the dad out and just beat this guy unmercifully in the streets, right? If he knew how to do some evasive driving techniques, he could have easily escaped that situation, but that's something that a lot of people take for granted. I remember how they be shut down highways. Yeah. I tell you what, hey, get in front of my car. Hey, I'm plowing through because I feel you as a threat. Because if you come coming at me, hey, it's over. But that's good. You do the evasive driving.
Well, on top of that, I mean, you have people right now. You'll hear the term and they tease it like snowflake generation with things, but when you're looking at your phone all day and you're reacting and talking to people and communicating with people from a distance, even though it's on your phone. You can be really social on your phone, but you can't do it in person.
Right.
Sometimes you have kind of a lack of negotiational skills, and then also you just don't like conflict.
Right.
So they just tend to hide, ghost, or run away. So you put these people in these Krav Maga scenarios where they put pressure on you. When there's conflict and stuff, you know how to handle that.
Right.
You know how to kind of slow your breathing down a little bit. You know how to relax a little bit and, hey, this can escalate here, or I can actually bring it back and it doesn't have to escalate. So you talk about somebody, getting beat up on the street and stuff, and people just passing by.
Oh, yes, that's crazy. Yeah.
That's kind of sad too, because maybe he didn't have those defensive driving tactics, but someone should have still stopped and said, hey, what's going on here?
Right.
You know, so at least dial the phone and get 911 involved, get the police involved. If not, if you have to interact, react.
Yeah,
you know, and some people won't do that.
Phones. They want to pull out them phones, you know, go social media live and so forth.
Yeah.
Absolutely awesome. I remember, you know, talking about the being complacent. Is, you know, sometimes I find myself, when I pull up into a gas station, especially the area that I live in, I tell people one of the most dangerous places at a damn QT gas station or the gas station. And it's crazy how people just be so complacent, even pumping gas. People walk up, you know, jump in their cars, take off, beat them up. Mm-hmm. But, you know, with this course that they want to bring, they're going to teach you the situational awareness. They're going to teach you how to be prepared and that the thing is not to become a victim, you know, so.
Yeah, just that mentality. I mean, I tell my daughters, you know, when you're going to school in the morning, don't be looking at your phone. Mm-hmm. Your situational awareness going on, kind of be in that yellow zone.
Yes.
You know, green, you don't have any care in the world, you're relaxed. Red, you're fighting for your life. Stay in that orange, that yellow area, you know, be alert. So that's important.
Awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you letting everyone know about our school, about our courses coming here.
So what's the timeline for the courses, what you're looking at? Find out information.
Find out information. You can go to isregard.com and they'll have everything up there.
Okay.
That website basically does two different things. If you need executive protection and those type of things, you'll see one half of this page for that, and then you'll see the United Training Security Academy right there. That you click on that side and it goes right to the school. Mm-hmm. You'll see information about upcoming seminars, things like that. You can always find us on social media, either IsRegard or like United Security Training Academy. You can find us on those channels as well.
Right. The thing is, keep going back and checking them sites for updates, because this is some training that you do not want to miss. Again, it's for the whole family, whether you're civilian, school teacher, nurse, law enforcement, military. These are skills that can save you. So, you know, you have anything else you'd like to share?
One thing I'd like to share, I'd like to give a shout out to my boy James Harris. He's a former Raiders player. Recently wrote a book called From the Playing Fields to the Feds. And Feds is basically federal penitentiary. Right. And guy just had a crazy story, an amazing life. Came up in rough side of East St. Louis. Right. You don't have many options there.
Yeah, I'm familiar. I have family living in East St. Louis. That's like a Wild West town right there. Crime is high. Yeah, so unfortunately he made some certain bad decisions doing certain things. But the craziest thing is this guy had like the most amazing, I would say, I don't know what you would say, you'd call it just transformation. Discipline. Yeah, discipline. Because he was living two lives. This guy went from a professional football player to doing certain things in narcotics and stuff and living both, and nobody knew about it. It was the opposite, right? Yes. Instead of going from good guy, professional athlete, to all of a sudden lose everything, but professional athlete digressing back to, oh, that's interesting. And he didn't progress back. He was still kicking butt as a professional athlete, and he was still doing this on the side, and it was like living two different lives. And one side didn't know about the other side, really. So that takes like discipline to do that and not cross over, not let your ego get involved, and to keep that like that. The book itself, you can find it on like Amazon, from right there, From the Playing Fields to the Feds. And we're working on a brand right now to just educate other inner city youth and things about, hey, he's like, you know, I made money doing this, but it wasn't the right type of money I wanted to make. That was what I knew growing up. And people don't have to make those same decisions. Right. And they can start, you know, there is an outlet. Start looking for those different types of pipelines out there, and there's a lot of help nowadays. You have a smartphone, you can look all this stuff up, and that stuff I never had. I had to have a mentor teach me that. Yeah, absolutely. Now you can get it on YouTube, but you got to know what to look for. Yeah. So I just brought a shirt on this brand. We're going to talk about like from the playing fields to the feds, and the fields is going to be kind of a metaphor for that field can be anything. That could be the career field you're in. The field could be where you're growing up. The field could be your field could be, you know, you have a prison term, but you still got to make the best of it. So you're taking those negative things and you're turning them into positive things that help other people. You know, we need more mentors like that. You know, because our youth. I was fortunate to grow up with my mom and dad in the house. And you have so many inner city kids, well, kids all over who do not have that father figure, or they come from torn families, you know, the father's not present, so they have nobody to teach them these skills as a young man, how to be a young man, how to treat these young ladies. or that father figure, how to treat these young ladies, how a man should treat them. So what's the name of the book one more time?
From the playing fields,
From the playing fields
to the feds.
To the feds. I encourage you to get that book and read it and share.
And
Yeah,
one more thing, there's a screenplay coming out that we're putting together for it.
Yeah, talk about
We
the
want to turn
screenplay.
this into a movie. Actually, reading the book, I mean, it's a crazy lifestyle. You're living two different lives, right? And both on the extreme.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, I don't think this should even be a movie. It should probably be a series because
Right.
it's got kind of, it reminds me of like Ballers and Entourage. It's just, it's different. It's pretty unique, man. So
Any of you Hollywood people out there listening or looking, hey, here's your opportunity.
I would definitely like to, if Joe Rogan ever hears this, I think this is a crazy story you'd have to put on your podcast too, man.
So anybody out there who know Joe Rogan, hey, tell them to get in touch with Donevon. Make this dream a reality.
Thank you, Max. I appreciate
All right,
it.
my brother.